Okay, this is going to look haphazard, but we're in a new month. I mean, a new year. And I've gotten to the part of the planner where I need to draw more lines in. Did I do this straight through? Yeah. So this is what my planner looks like. And I know this is kind of disjointed from what I was just showing you. This is what it looks like before I put lines into it. Now, this was a brand new planner and it's from a previous year. And I think I put it somewhere and forgot all about it. So I can't return it. But it was very easy for me to repurpose it. You can get these little whiteout pens from the dollar store. I got mine at Dollar Tree. And they are much cheaper than getting the whiteout brand. And it's much easier to use. And I just went zip, 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 covered all the dates, and went into a updated calendar for this year and for 2024 and 2025. It was very easy for me to convert. So if it wasn't, I would have thrown this in recycle. But since this has worked for me so far, for the most part, I decided to keep it. Why waste money and buy a new one just because the dates are different, you know? At the end of, I can go through this in a little while too. There's still some other information that I need to plug in. But I want to do a video soon on the results of my 30-day experiment. It didn't end up being 30 days. I'm not going to keep going with that. I don't really know what I'm doing, guys. I really don't. But I'm always trying new things. This was from, let's see, what is this guy? This is December. This is, oh, my mother-in-law passed away this date, October. I'm going to go in here and fill these out. Incidentally, this is a great planner. So if you want to do the planning method, the planner method, here, let me find a month that's not written in. I'm so all over the place. I always think I'm going to do these videos and they're going to be very, you know, simple, straightforward, because in my head it is, and then I start recording it and I'm all over the place. So I apologize until I learn how to manage my symptoms better and how to edit these videos better. But this is what we're going to get. So I'm going to fast forward here, or go forward here. Bear with me. So we are picking ourselves back up. We are starting over. Let's see. So every month you want to, if you want to try to do these like I do, if you see some of my videos and think that a planner might help you, there's a few things that I found that I need for a planner like this to work. For each month, I like the months to be separated. I like there to be a goal page, 1. 2, a calendar page to write your work hours, your doctor's appointments, your counseling appointments, plans with family or friends, holidays, etc., etc. Or if you have classes, you can write like which days you go to which classes if you're in school. I have a separate planner that I would use when I was in school, and I would go through the syllabus in the beginning of the semester, and I would write the due dates for every single thing. It would take me a solid day or two to go through them and write all the assignments out. But that's the only way I could see where one subject's tests and assignments were alongside another one. Okay, so sorry. So for each month, for it to work for me, I need a goal page. Number 1, goal page. Write what things that I need to do that month, errands, tasks, whatever it is that you're dreading, you know, there, and what I'm trying to achieve. The calendar page to see where all your time is. So if you ever want to make plans or book another appointment, you can see at a glance where everything is. And you can still write your main goals here. 3, I need week at a glance pages. And this is where, regardless of how you organize it, like I like to put lines in mine because they make the lines very light and you can't really see them. My brain, I need a very specific line. So it's time consuming and maybe it's kind of OCD of me, but I need to do that. And if you can find a planner that also on the week at a glance page, so mine starts Monday, so it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So here's the weekend. Some brands will, some versions of planners will have Saturday, Sunday will be a lot smaller, or they'll have 2 on one thing because they think that you're using it for work and for school more than life. I use it to track the things that I'm trying to improve. So for me, it would be making sure I'm drinking water, making sure I'm taking my medication. If I don't do it first thing, I forget. Poor working memory. My memory is shit. It just is right now. And my symptoms are pretty bad, and I'm starting to kind of accept and come to terms with this whole burnout thing. I didn't used to feel like disabled by my symptoms, but I guess apparently how bad your symptoms are and how much your ADHD interferes with your life depends on a number of factors. So it may actually not stay the same throughout your life. You might have times where in your life where if you're going through a move, something stressful, well, we all have stress, but can aggravate them and make them worse. And if that happens, what you want to do is, and we can discuss this in future videos and lives, how to determine when you put your things to do list here. If you have to pivot and adjust and not be able to do all the things that you want because all of a sudden you're not as functional, we can talk about what's realistic when that happens, because it's very frustrating. It's very frustrating. And it makes you feel crazy, and then especially if you're a parent. All of a sudden now you can't do the normal things. So you might have to cut back what you normally would do and lean on your spouse or your significant other. So yeah, so you want the goal page for the month, number 1. Number 2, the calendar page, and then the week at a glance pages. So for each week. And, you know, sometimes I'll put like little cute stickers or whatever because my inner child likes that and I get a little dopamine boost. So then if you get an extra bonus page that says notes on it, that is what we want to see, because you can use this any way you want. You can use this as an additional goals page, or maybe you can decide to use this however you want. Maybe at the end of the month, you can write down how things went. You know, maybe you had a loss in the family. Maybe everyone got sick and you were sick for a month and couldn't do stuff. Whatever you want to write here, how the month went, maybe. I use this as a tracking sheet, and this is what it looks like. And then I just take a ruler and I make columns. And this one's ideal because it has the 30 days. I mean, it has like 31 lines-ish. So it works out perfect. And I think I cover this up and I write the month and then the categories. So then they end up, let's see, looking like, let me find one. Did I use them all up? I think I used them all up because I did up to, oh, hold on. I gotta look not through the camera. I think I did up to December. Because I started filling these out, making these charts this summer. And it's kind of time consuming. So, and once you know it, the months just went by like that. So from the stuff that I have written in December that I was tracking, I'm still kind of all over the place. Like, I have a question mark here because I have to go back and check the information. I text myself little breadcrumbs because I forget everything. And sometimes I can go back in my text and scroll through the dates and see, and I can maybe write some information down to see how I was doing that week and also what was going on. Because looking back, it helps you to put things into perspective. You know, like when you're saying, why didn't I get more done that week? Why didn't I write anything? And it might be a week that everybody had COVID. You know what I mean? Like you really don't, I don't know. I don't remember. So I will, if I don't get to track some things, maybe I'll write a little note. But for me, this will be completely different for you, maybe. What's the most important thing? I'm trying to go to bed at a decent time. I'm trying to wake up at a decent time. Lately, I've just been slacking on a lot of things, but at least I've been tracking it so I can kind of get to know my habits. I've been doing that for maybe a year or two now. I'll just text myself as I'm falling asleep, and I'll text myself when I wake up, the times I wake up and the times I go to bed. So if I wanted to look at this week, for example, hey, I was doing pretty good. I got to work on time that day. This category is one that I added. Why is it blurry? So yeah, things that I'm trying to track and improve. Tracking my sleep habits. Tracking to make sure I eat in the morning. Because I can forget all day long to eat, you know. We get something called poor interoception. If you have ADHD or autism or both, sometimes you can struggle with this thing called poor interoception. You don't get the messages from your body that say you have to pee or you have to eat or you're thirsty. So you might forget. And then especially if you have ADHD and you're taking ADHD medication, that is an appetite suppressant in a way because it's a stimulant and you can really forget to eat and you could lose weight. So you have to be careful. So for me and the things that I struggle with, I forget to eat. I forget to take my pills. And protein is really important because your body uses the protein to make dopamine and some of the other neurochemicals. So, and it's good for your health to make sure you're getting all the different things. So in this column, you might say, oh, well, she's saying she wants to track how she is making sure she eats, she has protein, and she takes her pills. But in the actual column, these two time spaces, this would be the time I took my first pill and the time I took my second. Because after COVID, we had a shortage of medication for ADHD medicine. And the only one that I could get was immediate release. So I have to take one in the morning and then another one in the afternoon. And I'm always forgetting. I think I have straight up forgotten all last week as well. I always forget my afternoon. So for some reason, if I have this here and I'm actively using my planner that week and I'm trying, this will help me remember. You can put reminders on your phone. I try to do that, but I get anxiety about it. I have no idea why. No idea. Anytime I set a reminder or timer or anything, it gives me a bunch of anxiety about when it's going to go off, and it's distracting. So for me, that doesn't work, but you can try it. You can change the ringtone to be like something calming. Let's see this one. Other things that I'm trying to do is I want to do like some basic small amounts of cleaning. And this is not cleaning my house. This is just a few things to prevent it from getting really bad, to keep it functional. So you would ask yourself, if you have executive functioning issues, your ADHD is severe to the point that, you know, your dishes have been piling up in your sink for days, if not a week, and you're like, what the heck happened to the week? And now it's just so overwhelming, and that's a problem for you. Once you catch up, if you make a list of just simply the things that get out of control and just do a little bit every day, not perfect, just done, that's what this daily clean is. This is not doing my laundry and vacuuming the house and cleaning the shower and all these things that I never really get to do because I forget. But this is just do the dishes, take out the trash so I'm not having a huge pile, and what was the other one? Make the bed. You do feel like end up feeling better when I make the bed. And some weeks my symptoms are so bad that I just get so discouraged that I don't even want to do them at all. Because I feel like, what's the point? I'm going to blink and the counter's going to be filled tonight. I'm going to have to do it again. It just seems like it's constant. But the alternative is it gets bad, and then that kind of exasperates my symptoms. I'm not sure if I'm saying that word properly. This is to track how many glasses of water I have a day. This one I did really good. And some of them I look at the end of the day and I had like 1 or 2 glasses. So ideally I would love to have 8 glasses of water every single day, but at least I can start to learn my habits. I don't work out because I'm really out of shape, and I know that I want to start getting moving because, especially right now, this is my reminder to all of my friends who have seasonal affective disorder or depression that gets worse in the winter. If you can do some kind of movement that is not too strenuous, just to kind of be that bridge between where you are now and starting to work out. So for me, I might start with just walking 5 minutes around my house every day. And so that's going to get me off of the couch, and it's a small baby step. So on the days that I did walk, why did I work? Oh, I didn't work. I'm counting a work day as walking because I'm on my feet all day. I did walk yesterday, and I noticed that helped me today. What is this? Happy Light. I got out of the habit of using this. So get yourself one of these things. I break everything. I was doing my nails, and of course I took out every bottle that is in existence, and I have a lot more than that. I break everything. The stand that was here, I broke. As people with ADHD, if it may be autism as well, I don't know if you guys have the same issues with clumsiness and breaking things the way we can. I break everything. So adapt. So what this is it's a little picture frame holder that I got at the dollar store. And I'm like, ugh. But instead of buying a brand new one, which I'm just going to break it again, I found a solution. So, what else was I going to say? I have been forgetting to spend time with my love. And I'm not just talking intimacy. You ever notice that when you're in a relationship long enough and you're around each other all the time, that you're so caught up in the day-to-day that you forget to go on dates? You forget to hang out? And a lot of times I'll try to make plans with him when I do think of it, and then he goes and does a bunch of errands ahead of time, and then I get discouraged, and then I don't feel like doing things because he's out working and doing stuff. I don't know. This is to try to keep up on my laundry, how many loads I've done. I've just really fallen behind in general, and I want to start getting back on track. And this just one thing, I noticed that from the beginning of me doing this, you can very easily, if you're not careful, spend all your time getting used to something new, and then you don't really make progress. You spend all your time like doing your rituals, doing your routines, and cleaning the house, and then you realize, I haven't been making those phone calls to the debtors I owe money to. I haven't done my taxes, or I haven't, whatever the thing is that you're avoiding, that is I need to get health insurance. I need to make doctor's appointments. Those things that you hate, like for me, I get anxiety when I make these phone calls. I have no idea why. No clue. But I get like kind of the equivalent of stage fright. So I actually have to write a script down. I feel silly, but that's what I got to do. This column here, I thought to myself, well, what could bridge the gap between me being overwhelmed by a thing, thinking I can't do it because, well, for instance, if you have to call insurance, sometimes it gets really complicated. It's like this whole process, which is a nightmare if you have executive functioning issues. So I thought, if I put this down on my list of things to do daily, just do one thing. Just pick one thing. It's not triggering my, what do you call it? Demand avoidance, because I have a list. So I can decide what the thing is that I'm working on. And if the item itself is overwhelming and I just do one step, like look the phone number up, well, maybe I get an anxiety attack. Maybe I looked up the phone number and I started to write down the questions I had. That's still working towards that goal. So I'll give myself credit. So no matter what you do in this aspect, if you use this as a tool, just one thing, you're doing something more than you would have just being paralyzed by it. So for me, it's like just basic cleaning stuff, making sure I'm doing basic self-care stuff that I will totally go on side quests. I'll look up things that are important for helping my page or for learning about ADHD, my channel, or job research or maybe I get sidetracked and I end up playing video games all day. I forget to do some of these things, and this is a way that I can track my progress. Sometimes it's helpful, sometimes I feel like I'm spinning my wheels, but at the very least, you start to learn your habits. You start to learn more about yourself. So this is not to beat myself up. This is just a learning tool. And this is easy to make. So that is my journal, my planner system. Ooh. I am going to edit that out because I had some personal information there. Dun da da. So yeah,